Okay, hi, this is Samir.
Hi, this is Sidh.
And today we are going to give you a little introduction on how chess is played, and then we are also going to talk about some gambits for intermediate, beginning to intermediate level chess players. So we have a tournament coming up, which we are getting ready for, and today we are going to talk about a couple of gambits that we are preparing. So the first one is a typical blended a gambit, which we call it a magic gambit, and we are going to play that magic gambit. If it gets declined, we are going to transition it to Sam's gambit, and if that gets declined, we're just going to play our regular chess, trying to be defensive and trying to capture as much pieces as we can. So to get started with, again, before I go in further, a gambit is basically a sacrifice that a player does for his pieces in order to capture or in order to be in a dominating position. So he will intentionally sacrifice some of the pieces just so he can capitalize those and then trap the king. Okay, so with that said, Sid is going to get started with the typical magic gambit. All right, so Sid, let's get started. In which he typically moves his king pawn forward. Black answers with the pawn again, blocking his pawn. He marches the queen up here. That said, I'm going to block any kind of attack in this pawn with the pawn at the back. Okay, then he marches his bishop, again capitalizing on one of the pawn. I go for the bishop, in which case that's a typical move where he can slide the bishop back if the knight goes attacking the bishop. So knight is now attacking. He slides the bishop back. Okay, in which case I'm going to try to develop my bishop. In this case, he has already taken the advantage, and it's a checkmate. He has attacked with the queen, attacking the king, covered by the bishop. Okay, so now the second scenario we're going to talk about a decline, a magic gambit decline, in which case we are going to roll over to Sam's gambit. All right, let's go. Okay. All right, so again, typically he starts with the magic gambit, but in this case it'll be declined. So I answer with the black pawn. Again, I see this coming, so I'm going to try to block it. But he continues with the development, which is the typical magic gambit. I answer with the knight, and he sees that because knight is normally going to be attacking the bishop in the next round. As planned, attack the bishop. Bishop goes back, in which case again I'm trying to take my bishop out. And now that he sees that there's a blocker here, he's going to try to break that blocker. Okay, so he marches that forward. Okay, I march my bishop up here. I go for the pawn, which is a mistake, in which case this is a checkmate. Okay, so in this case, because we are going to plan for what do you call that? We're going to plan for a decline. So we are going to block his pawn with the black pawn, in which case it's declined. No, it's declined. There's no point of doing that. So he's going to back his queen back up, and he's going to plan for a Sam's gambit, in which he's going to attack with knight and bishop, taking over either my rook or the queen. Okay, so in that case, I march my pawn forward, attacking his two pawns. He take one of my pawns. I take the rook. Okay, at this time he don't have to be, you don't have to worry about anything, because again, this is gambit. You sacrifice some pawns with the mindset that you're going to capture the opponent's king, or his main powers. Okay, so he continues with carry on. He continues with the knight forward. At this, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can do that too, wherever. The reason he didn't go here is because the bishop can attack him, but again, he's protected. So he wanted to be safe, so he went here. Okay, at this time, I am actually going to continue my development on the back side, and then he prepares for the attack, so that he can attack the knight for this pawn, and his bishop can cover for the queen. Okay, so at this time, the opponent has no clue what is in his head, so he just marched forward, trying to get his development straightened out. At this time, he attacks. It's too late for me to attack with the queen because it's already protected. So I try to attack with my bishop. Okay, and then he marches forward. It's too late for me because either he can take the queen or he can take the rook. So it's a very planned game, which is called Sam's Gambit. So in this case, clearly the rook is trapped, so he clearly takes a rook or the queen, depending on if the queen is trapped as well. So good play. Okay, so I am actually going to take over the camera, and Wade is going to be here, and Sidh is going to drive the Danish Gambit, and an opponent, Wade, is going to answer him with some basic chess steps. The Danish Gambit, Wade, you're going to just answer. Okay. Okay, so he goes with the queen pawn, answers queen pawn to block the pawn. Okay, he makes the black fall for the other piece. Again, makes the pawn fall for his piece. Again, at this time, black is thinking that he has no clue what he's doing, but he has a gambit in place, which he's trying to do. Okay, so he carries on with his, and then right now he has 2 bishops already in place to get started with the attacks. Just plan the ordinary moves, Wade. You don't have to block it. And that's a check. Again, like you can see, it's a check taking the queen or the rook. Both of them have been captured. The queen, of course, cannot take the horse because it's covered with the knight. Okay, so the king moves and the rook is already being sacrificed. Okay, so good game. Wade is going to now lead the Hello Tsar move. So why don't you guys set up? Again, Hello Tsar is a very, very, very successful gambit that a lot of professional players play, even in the advanced level. And this is a gambit that is quick. And if so, you guys want to switch over the position?
Yes.
You come to black and no, just switch over.
Oh, okay.
Sidh, you come here. Start all over again with take the pawn back up. Okay, wait. Do you want to give a little introduction on what the Hello Tsar move is? Just
Yes.
Without even playing, just talk about it for a few lines.
The Hello Tsar move is a really powerful move. It sacrifices most of your powers, especially the queen, into giving him a checkmate with your knight, with only your knight and your rook. Now I am going to show you how to checkmate the other opponent with only a knight and a rook.
Awesome.
So here we go.
Or the knight. Okay, so far so good. Okay. Okay, the queen typically takes that because that pawn is hanging out there without any protection. The bishop comes back up, trying to protect it, and this is where he castles, attacking the queen. And he tries to block it. He's trying to attack the knight. Okay, so that typically happened because now he put this queen back here. Okay, so why don't you look for a scenario where the queen is going back, attacking from the other side, right? So why don't you set it up again?
Okay.
So this was another typical move where he castles and the white is in a very dominating position already. Another option is when he castles and attacks with the rook, and the bishop attacks the queen moves on the other side, attacking the king's pawn, the king side pawn. Okay. All right. So typical answer. All right. Black falls for it. Again, this is all gambit. Queen takes over. He tries to defend it. Okay, the queen, take it with the queen.
No.
Just take it with the queen because we are trying to do a gambit here. Then the next game you can show that one. Okay, takes with the queen. The bishop comes and attacks the queen. Go move the queen on the other side this time. There we go. And then this time, wait, let me tell you. So the queen is attacking, trying to attack this hanging left alone pawn here. But this is when white is going to castle. Okay, now again, bishop is going to try to attack the queen. Okay, now this is a gambit. 1 second. This is where the Hello Sar gambit takes over, because a lot of player will think.
I know what it is.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, you want to tell?
Yeah, move that horse.
Okay, I know, but in this situation, typically a player will think, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take the queen, and then this is where the gambit actually switches on. Okay, so what's the next move? So he moved the bishop here, attacking the queen. What is your next move?
My next move is here.
Yep, he moved, 1 second. He moved his knight there. Again, the queen cannot take the knight because it's getting protected with the bishop. And again, the opponent is thinking, oh, well, this guy missed his queen because now the queen is going to be attacked with the bishop. That's what he does. But he forgets that that is actually a setup, a gambit for a checkmate.
Checkmate.
Okay, so thank you. Shake hands.
Bia always talk like that.
All right, thank you.